Welcome to Playa del Carmen, Mexico, and another seaweed update video. Now this video will provide information about the months where there is little to no seaweed and the months where there's a lot of seaweed so that you can make knowledgeable travel plans in the future. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to the beautiful Playa del Carmen, Mexico, and another seaweed update video. Long and the short of it is that the seaweed is getting worse, the water is brown, and it stinks. Now, the purpose of this video is to educate people about when you would come down to Playa and there'd be little to no seaweed. I get a number of people asking me, what will it be like in June or August this summer? Now in response, I'm just going to read what the experts say about when the seaweed is at its worst in Playa del Carmen. And then I'm going to give you my opinion on if I was to come back next year, when would I come back? This is my first time in Playa del Carmen, Mexico. Prior to coming to Playa del Carmen, I'd never heard about the seaweed situation. I arrived here January 1st. The beaches were beautiful, weather was beautiful, January was an awesome month. By mid-February, the seaweed started showing up on the beach. I started to make videos and did some research starting mid-February. Now the research said that April to August was basically when the seaweed was at its worst. So when I read the information from these alleged experts that the seaweed was at its worst between April and August, when people ask me, what's it going to be like this summer in July or August? My only conclusion is it's going to be bad. Again, when I read this from the experts that it was going to be bad between April and August, in mid-February, when I read this, I thought, well, this is just a one-off. Maybe we've got some seaweed that came in and it's going to be gone tomorrow and it'll be gone for all of February and March. Well, that's not true. I know that for a fact now because I've been doing videos every week on that, and if you've seen my last 8 videos, you can see that it's got progressively worse. Now I'm going to show you a little video here, and this was shot in February. Walking on the beach at sunrise, there was a little bit of seaweed on the beach. The water was still blue. You could still swim in it, people were swimming in it, no problem. So my first question is, would I come back in February? At the beginning of February, beaches were great. By the end, we had the odd day where there was a lot of seaweed. Would I come back in February? I would say yes. Would I come back in January? Yes. I guess the next question is, would I come back in March? And I'm going to have to say no. The researchers are saying it's worse between April and August. It's a no-brainer. There's no way I'm coming back between April and August. When it comes to March, I'm probably going to say no, I'm not coming back in March. I'm just going to give you a little video here of one that I shot late February, early March. And there's no way I can justify spending thousands of dollars if I'm coming down and I've only got a week vacation or 2 weeks vacation. I'm going to pay thousands of dollars to come down to a 5-star, all-inclusive, and be on the water here. And I've got seaweed on the beach. I can't lay out on the beach basically. The water is brown. Look at the water, it's brown. I'm not going in there for fear that I take in a couple mouthfuls of this. How sick am I going to be? Is this only from seaweed? Or is there something else in there? I don't know what that is. I don't know why that is brown. But something in the back of my head says, I don't know if I really believe these experts. They've said it's coming between April and August. Well, this is February, March. I don't know if they're saying it in order to maintain the level of tourism in Playa del Carmen. I'd rather have some transparency and some knowledge and some information about for me to make a good decision about whether I should come down here or not. I don't want somebody lying to me. I'm not even sure if there's consistency in opinion of why this seaweed is actually out there. Now, let's hypothetically say, hey, the seaweed's out there, there's no problem with it, it is safe, if you swim in it, great. That still doesn't mean that I should come down here and swim in seaweed and not even really be able to get through the seaweed to get into the water, and the water's brown. It's not an enjoyable experience. Why would I spend thousands of dollars to come here to try and trudge through this seaweed to go into some brown water and it not be a positive experience? I thought you were supposed to go on vacation to have a great time. This is not a great time. I'm going to read you a little bit of the new information about the seaweed situation. It says, it is no secret that Playa del Carmen, one of the top beach destinations in the world, is currently facing a severe sargassum problem. Unfortunately, the continuous arrival of the sargassum on the beaches of Playa del Carmen has ruined the vacations of many visitors and also negatively impacted the local tourism industry. Now, the Playa del Carmen seaweed forecast for 2023, here it is. The sargassum season in 2023 is expected to be just as bad as the one in 2022. Playa del Carmen is expected to face a huge sargassum crisis in 2023. Now here's the new one. It says, the Playa del Carmen seaweed season usually runs from April to October every year. Well, I had been hearing April to August. Now they're extending that to October. However, seaweed has arrived much earlier than expected this year. Well, I know that because I've been putting out videos since February. So they say it's going to start in April. I've been putting out videos since February. So that's another 2 months earlier on the beginning part of it. As a result, the seaweed season in Playa del Carmen is expected to last from February to October. It's hard to know what or who to believe. All I know is I was here in January and the beaches were great. Water was great, weather was great, beaches were great. Would I come back in January? Yes. February wasn't that bad. I would probably still maybe come back in February. There were some bad days with the seaweed, but the water was still beautiful. Now this article says seaweed will be bad between February and October. What months does that leave us? November, December, January. In conclusion, and that's why I've done this video, if I was to come back next year, I guess I would be coming back November, December, or January, and maybe a little bit of February. But even because I'm skeptical about that October date, I almost want to give it one more month. I don't even know if I'd come back in November. So I think the Playa del Carmen beach season is almost narrowed down now to December and January. Can you believe it? December, January. You got a window of 2 months to come down here to have pristine beaches, beautiful turquoise Caribbean water. So, in conclusion, my answer is if I'm coming down next year, it's probably going to be December, January, and maybe a little bit of February. So, that's going to wrap up this video. That's when I would come back if I'm coming back next year. Thanks for listening. Ciao for now.